Hello, welcome everyone. Good evening. I know, see, I've grown nearly, well, I don't know, it must be at least 6 inches. I don't know, John could probably tell better than me from here. But I am slightly elevated in a slightly precarious situation. But we'll not worry about that because it's time for a brand new one-day special, and it's beginning to look a little bit like a Crafts 2 Christmas, isn't it, John Lockwood?
It is, just a little bit. I didn't realise, I've not been able to stop with this collection, I really haven't. And I didn't realise till Sam started laying everything out, exactly how many how many samples, how many things we'd made, the boxes, everything we'd covered. But then it does show exactly how much is in here because I haven't even used everything up.
It's honestly, I don't know how we're going to get through all of this and get some demo done in an hour. Right, I'm going to start with the one-day special, but I'm just going to say to you, hold your horses. So we'll show you the one-day special. You can, by all means, add this to your basket straight away, but you will want to see what the overall complete bundle looks like. So the one-day special is the John Next Door Highland Christmas magazine box kit with your exclusive Silent Night die set. Now, this is one of those ridiculous offers that you really do want to take up as its complete bundle. So, i.e. not to this item number, but this will demonstrate beautifully what is in this fabulous box of goodies that we get. Now, I was just asking John, literally 2 or 3 minutes ago, about how one of these project magazines are curated. And you explained to me that there's a couple of different ways that it happens, John, and I did suspect that actually you would want to be very, very involved in everything that happened from there to there, right the way through, from cover to cover, because this is not just a magazine, it's 74 step-by-step, gorgeous projects for Christmas. It's also the most gorgeous, glorious, fully licensed as well, set of papers and toppers that, John, you've created, haven't you, for this? It's it just goes on and on. You tell me.
I've been a little bit, as people who know me know, I'm a bit of a control freak. So I did the stamps, I did the dies, I did the papers, I did every element of this. As you said, there are 2 ways to do it. One, you give them your name and some images or an idea of what you've done before and they pull it together, or you do it all yourself. And I did it all myself, to the point, actually, that everybody that's made samples for the magazine box kit, they are all either the angels, so the John Next Door angels, or they are 3 people that we actually specifically asked for. So I even controlled who made the projects in here this time.
Fantastic. But
sorry.
That's good. No, but that's good, because you know that is a mark of trust, because this is not John having his photo there in the corner of the magazine, and that's all his involvement is. We'll just flog the magazines, put John's picture on it. John's a legend. There you go, job done. No, absolutely not. John is involved in every step of this. So the stamp set, which is one of the many goodies that come inside the magazine, all of those dies there that you can see there. Sorry, die set, I beg your pardon. I think I'd know the difference between a die and a stamp these days, wouldn't you? But the dies, designed by John. Completely and utterly. Go on, what were you going to do?
No, I was going to pass you the stamps.
Oh, I've got them here.
I noticed you've got them.
Yeah, I've got them here. I've got them here on that bit of card that you cut for me so beautifully just a moment ago. There you go, there is the stamp set. And you've got Happy Hogmanay.
We have, yes, because it was a Highland Christmas.
Yes.
I've rarely, if ever, seen a Happy Hogmanay stamp, and I thought, we've got Christmas stamps.
Yes,
we've got Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. Let's have something a bit different. And it really had a really Scottish feel, because the whole idea came from the dies in the set was what I really focused on, of getting that foliage and that real Highland Christmas, that burgundy and green, and the tartan, which I know you're going to get onto the tartan paper pads, which are my absolute dream product. I'm
going to show you an embossing folder of which the like you definitely don't have in your collection. I can guarantee it right now. There ain't nothing like this out there.
No, nothing at all. And this is based on my tartan die. So if you bought my tartan die earlier in the year, this is the same design. It's the same width of lines and everything. I basically changed that design into an embossing folder so it will match. So you could actually cut the tartan die out and put it over this and offset it, and the lines will match.
Oh, see, that's the level of detail. That's what involved looks like. and I'm just wrecking the joint. Now, why don't you have a look at the exclusive die set that also comes with this as well? Although I really would say to you, I'm not going to discourage you from ordering this item number. If you want to, by all means do, but you will be changing your order. I'm telling you now, you will be changing your order because you will also get the exclusive Silent Night die set, which is what's going on up here. If you saw what was behind this counter, you'd be like, oh my word, what's he doing? So you've got the Silent Night and you've got the 3 baubles there. That is an exclusive die set, not available anywhere else. Isn't right now and won't be.
And won't be, no. This is exclusive to the craft store, and this is one of my range of dies. I don't design one going to the magazine publishers, and make us an extra die. This is one from the collection. It's numbered within the collection. And when we put the show together, I go, Silent Night. I mean, I knew in my head that the Silent Night, I think I wanted it to go with this.
Yeah.
But it's decided afterwards and it's all matched together. So it is an exclusive. It's not available anywhere else because you have got all of the stock.
Fabulous. Now, you've noticed that I've shimmied on down. I've moved. I've moved like I'm on casters. 20% of the one-day special has sold out and gone. Can I just say... Wait, people, wait. Just have your basket sitting there with that item number in it because you'll be swapping it out for the complete collection. Now, the complete collection, which you know you must have, and this is all pre-release. This is going out for you on Thursday, by the way. This is pre-release, so it's going out on Thursday, the 30th. You can't get this anywhere else before the 30th, so order it with us, and the second it all completes, it goes out to you. It's as simple as that. Now, really? Right, sorry, we hadn't even got to it yet. Right, OK, so we've had 29 seconds on this so far. A third of what is... And listen, I know the numbers that need to be involved in a show like this, and it's not for me to ever talk about that kind of thing, but my word, it's big numbers, because it's Christmas time. It's the time of year we do more crafting than any other time of the year. And already a third of a massive, and I do mean massive, one-day special stock of the complete collection. Well done. All I can say is well done for heeding the words, because, yes, you can buy those on their own, as you know, and that's amazing to have, but you would not want to miss out on the rest of the collection. There's something about tonight, isn't there?
There's a ghosties about.
There is.
Do you think we've got some wee Scottish ghosties around?
The aura of crafting past is around us. Now, what are we... It's going bonkers, by the way. So, let's look at what else we are getting here, John. Will you talk me through it?
Right, so what you've got is... So we've got 3 brand new die sets. These are the last Christmas collection for this year from John Next Door. So these are full die sets. So here you've got... I adore this. This is the forest frame, and a lot of people have been asking about that little detailed frame that's been on a lot of the samples through the Christmas collection.
Yes.
This is where it is. So you've got that frame, you've got an inside and an outside for it, and then you've got that beautiful detailed tree line, and when you see it, you'll see in there are birds in the trees.
Oh, are there?
Yeah, so there are 2 or 3 little birds in the trees.
Oh, yes, look, I've got one here, cut out.
Yeah.
Look.
That might be the most helpful, yeah, if you can see. But can you see there's 3 birds in the trees?
Yes.
But again, very detailed. This was based on the lampshade in our bedroom.
Oh, really?
It's where I got the idea from. I kept looking at it and thought, oh, that's nice. I think I'll have a go at drawing that.
Oh, fascinating.
But with the frame. And again, you've got all the different panels, so you can use that in so many ways.
OK, so that's included. Bear in mind the price that you've got here on the screen as well. Just please do get yourself ordering. Don't wait to see what else is coming, because take it as read. It's everything pretty much in front of me right now is part of that that complete. There are queues on the phone lines already. The website's going bonkers. Listen, when we get a massive one-day special like this, you know what can happen to the website and everything else. You know, I don't want to tempt fate, but we've had things collapsing left, right and centre. I'm stood on a stool at the moment very precariously. Anything could happen. Get your order in right now and completed. Right, now let's look at this one here, John.
So this is your holly and ivy frame. So you've got that beautiful, and it's a symmetrical... It doesn't look symmetrical, does it, the holly and ivy? But it is. It's 4 corners repeated, but it doesn't look it.
Oh, no, it doesn't at all, does it?
But it is, because it gives you such an unusual shape in the middle. But on the... You'll notice you've got an outside cutting line, but this time I've put it to punch out little circles all the way around.
Oh, beautiful.
To give a little bit more detail. Then you've got an inside square, so that you can actually cut out that with, again, tiny little circles in it. That's been shrunk down.
Oh, this one, yeah.
So you can make a frame, you can have a piece, but obviously it's designed so that that holly and ivy frame goes over the flat frame and none of it holds over it.
Ah, yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah,
you can strengthen it. But you also get the love at Christmas little sentiment in there.
Love this. It's beautiful. It's so detailed.
I adore that. I love that style.
Really
it's one
cute.
I've visited nearly every year since I've been designing my own dies. There's a different sentiment nearly every year in that style. And then you actually get the holly, and they've just been cut, but to me, with that missing, with the section coming out the middle, they look like they've been quilted or embroidered.
Yeah.
Because they're domed themselves.
Straight into mirror card.
Oh, they look beautiful
They are
in
going to
mirror
be
card.
spot on.
Yeah,
absolutely
they really do.
spot on. So you get that in your complete as well. And see, it doesn't stop. We're not even. Oh, we're not even halfway through yet. I don't think.
So that's from your box set. So you're getting that in there from your box set.
Oh yes, it is, isn't it? Well, you're getting this anyway. We haven't seen it yet. Have we?
But you're also getting the next one, which I'm going to have to hand.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
this
which
one.
is the funky snow stars.
Sorry.
Because to me it said 50s, 60s, and 70s, but it works so well with that.
Oh, yeah.
It really has that sort of. It
I
really
Dream of
funks
Jeannie.
it up. Yes,
Yes.
that's it. Bewitched and that sort of
Yes.
thing. Yeah. You get the Silent Night in there, of course, but the idea is, again, they cut out and leave a perfect aperture for your background. So that background to me screams Bewitched. It just wants the letters over it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it ties in so well. And then, to me, the final bit in this one is the pièce de résistance.
Yes,
because
yes,
I
yes.
haven't done a paper pad design.
I'm going straight for the 12 by
for
12.
4 years. So we've done this under Craft Artist because that is the brand for that. But I've put this together. This is a 12 by 12 and an 8 by 8.
Yes, you get
24-page, 190 GSM gloss art paper.
This
tartan
is so
fabric
luscious.
feel paper pad.
It is honestly one of the most beautiful, and I have to treat this very, very carefully.
You do, because until yesterday, that was the only sample in the country.
Yeah. And look at it, and you've got all of these different tartan. I know I'm terrified of.
If you break it, you break it.
I know, but it's so
it's
gorgeous.
the first time I saw the finished cover when I came in earlier, but they're tied together with that beautiful Highland colours. You've got the greens, you've got the burgundies, you've got beige in there. You get 2 sheets of each of 12 different designs.
Oh, look at that!
But I just love them.
So
and what
realistic.
we've done is, because you can be very, very funny. Because tartan is quite an expressive thing,
yes,
we have made sure that we've got the licenses for all of the patterns that we're using.
Fantastic.
So you don't have to worry at all. We've actually got, it's been fully licensed to cover them all. But if you show the front cover, it shows all of the designs. That might help.
Emily wants this in a fabric and she wants a skirt.
Lewis has already asked if he could digitally scan it in and make it into fabric. So I've had to say, no, you can't. I'm sorry, Lewis. But you get that as a 12 by 12.
Yes, and an 8 by 8.
I wanted people to have everything. And I really worked hard. I mean, you'll see all I'm actually using is, I have the samples here.
Oh,
These aren't even the finish. This is the finish, but not the thickness.
Right, yeah.
Because I went through so many different options and I wouldn't waste any to get it. Because what we went for this is this beautiful gloss shine, but we had it, there you go, but we've had it in a thicker paper. We've had it in 190 GSM art paper, as opposed to this. So you've got that beautiful gloss to it, because you want that for Christmas.
You definitely do. Listen, we are... Oh, I've shrunk again. Hang on. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. Now, listen, you just need to be... We've got so many people waiting on the phone lines. I appreciate your patience. Remember, you're just calling us here in the middle of the UK, so you're not calling, the end of the world. It's not premium rate or anything like that. So don't worry, just do bear with us and we will get to you as quickly as we possibly can. Oh, sorry, those lights are everywhere, aren't they? Listen... just be quick. Right, now listen, we've also got... Stop saying listen, Derek. They are listening. In fact, they're not listening. I'm going to give you the details. 112469 is your item number for that. It is the complete collection. I'm sweating because I was so close to the lights there, I think. Oh, my word, there's a Freedom price on it as well. Right, OK, listen, if you're a Freedom member, you so need to get on that. We haven't even talked about the savings. We don't need to. It's absolutely walking itself out of the door. I think, sometimes... Sometimes you do need the detailed explanations of what I'm saving on each individual item and this, that and the other. And sometimes with a deal like this, you think, ah, what the heck? I love it. It's a good price for everything that I'm getting there. I'm very, very happy for the money that I'm paying there, whether you're a Freedom member or not. Is this a why not as well? I mean, listen, quite frankly, if you're not a Freedom member, why not? You absolutely should be, because look at the size of your saving there. Everyone's making a big saving here. It's ridiculous. 1126 469 is your item number. Right. Now, if that wasn't enough to be chewing on already, just before you check out your basket, you might want to have a look at this, because this is a happy hour for you. Again, John, I don't know where you pull these happy hours from sometimes. They're absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. We've put one on every hour of this show again, so there's a different one every hour of the next 5 hours.
Oh, is there? Even better.
Yeah, Peter and Jane have been so generous in doing this.
OK.
And we wanted to add something to it. So here you've got the Eyes Ink Diamond.
OK.
5 pouches. You'll get a mixed colours, but you won't get a repeat in there.
OK. For anyone who hasn't before, John, and I'm one of those people, briefly.
Right, if you want to use a glitter paste, let's call it a glitter paste,
right? Yeah.
If you want to put it on card, you have to buy the card the one for card, don't you?
Yes.
If you want to put it on glass, you have to buy the one for glass.
Yes.
If you want to put it on fabric, you have to buy the one for fabric.
Yes.
Yeah, not with Eyes Ink, you buy one.
OK.
This is a full, all of the colour comes from the glitter. There's no pigment in it.
OK.
It is glitter and base. And they have exclusive worldwide rights to the base.
Have you got one to squidge?
I have.
Have
and
you?
Basically,
I'm dying to see some.
what you've got is, and I'm going to need to pull.
Sorry, I put you on the spot, haven't I?
What you've basically got is all the colour in this is from the glitter. So, well done, John. Let's mix one that's not right. Let's get one that's right, rather than make a mess of one.
Sorry, this is my fault entirely.
Because I sometimes get the samples,
but I've never seen it before, and I'm just fascinated.
Basically, the difference is, you can use this on paper and card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anything that you want to. Yeah. And it is permanent. So if you put this through a stencil or paint it onto a T-shirt, you can machine wash it at 40 degrees.
Oh, my word. So this is like 5 or 6 or 10 products in one?
Yeah. I've not mixed mine properly, have I? Well done, John, because I've sat mine down too long. They've been sat too long, haven't they? There we go.
Oh, it does look lovely, though, doesn't it?
But you get the beautiful
oh,
look.
Oh, blimey, John.
But basically, it is, once that dries, that's it, it's fixed.
OK, thank you. I can't believe we just spent that time on it there, because you didn't need that. You know this product inside out already, don't you? You didn't need me at all, silly boy. Again, half the stock, 60% now of that happy hour stock sold out and gone. £13.49. You'll get a lucky dip of 5 different ones, but if you order multiples, you won't get any repeats, which is really, really cool.
No, we can't promise that.
Oh, just on the one,
on
you
the
mean?
one, you will not get any repeats
in the
there.
same one, I do beg your pardon. Yeah, so you won't get 2 of the same colour if you order the item. 426 191. 70% of that stock sold out and gone. We've got so many of you holding on the phone lines. Bless you for that. If it is quicker and if it is easier and you are able, of course, the website and the app are always your friend. 80% of that happy hour sold out and gone now. That's going to go straight away. Limited stock, in fact, now already. My word. And I tell you what, I do know that when it comes to good deals, freebies or special offers, that Crafts do never scrimp. It's never small numbers of those things available. You are absolutely lapping it up, and so you should as well. There's literally 2 units now of that remaining. So grab it quickly while you could, because it's gone. So, John, that leaves us with more hour to play with.
Right, OK.
Let's get started.
So shall I do a demo?
Yes,
or do you want me to
please.
talk through the
Yeah, why don't you
kit?
show us through the kit?
I'll show you what you get first, 'cause that's what I've actually done. So in the magazine, and this is the one thing that I did say, is we have been a little bit funny this time. The angels that could have the time to do it, so we haven't been able to use all of them, to be honest, because some, bless them, work full-time. Helen would have loved to have done it, but she can't because she didn't have the time to sort of do the write-up. So everyone in here is the angels. The only one who didn't manage to do it was Sam, because he was ill, unfortunately. But as you go in, yes, but the advertisements in these magazines are for us. You're not going to see massive adverts for silly products. It's not designed like that. It's not a magazine.
No chinos.
No chinos. No
slippers.
You know, no
slippers with bells on them.
Yeah, you know the ones you get. Certainly as it gets towards Christmas. So you've got full glossary. But what the basics is, when we go through to it, is here we've got. So this is Forbidden Forest. So this is by me. Yeah, and basically, if you want to make that card, yeah, everything you need to make that card, apart from obviously your plain card, is in the box kit, and there's the instructions. If you want to make that card, there's the instructions. If you want to make that card, there's the instructions.
74 times over?
74 times over. So here's from Jackie Trinder. So if you ever wanted to know what the angels look like, most of them are in here. So if you want a little look at what Jackie Trinder looks like, there's Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
She's on holiday at the moment, bless her. But you can see why we love our angels, because they've got such different styles. So again, Shelag, if anyone's... They've spelt it wrong, Shelag.
Oh.
No.
Have they put her as an...
They've put her as a Sheila. She is Sheila, but
she's
it's
a
a Scottish
Shelag.
spelling, and we call her Shelag at home.
With a
bless her.
GH.
She is. But again, you want to make any of these projects, then everything's in here. You've got the fabulous Nikki Gilbert that we asked specially if she could. She's the editor of Creative Stamping magazine.
Oh, amazing.
She's fantastic. And again, Maxine, if you want to see what Maxine looks like, I don't know why you'd want to see what he looks like. But again, here, Margaret, if you want to know what Margaret looks like, again, one of our angels. So all the projects, there's a guide to ink pads in here. Glynis is another one that we asked if she could do it. But then you get to your papers, and your papers in the kit are matte. So in the tartan, they're gloss.
Okay.
In the paper, they're matte. So if you do want to ink them, but to be honest, I don't think you would need to, because if you look at the papers there, look at those tags, I've designed them 3D. You can see that they're kind of popping out, so that you don't... If you don't like inking and edging, you don't have to, but you would normally have to cut those out, wouldn't you?
Yes.
No, because that's the dye. So I designed them. This is why I control a lot of things.
Awesome.
So the dye cuts them out, but also the dye will cut out the tags in my previous box kit, if you got that one.
Oh, OK.
So it will fit there. So you've got Christmas music in here. You've got some plain check. You've got all of them with the red tartan. But if you recognise the tartan actually matches, but is a matte version of the gloss that is in the box, in the tartan paper pads. I need to pull this cover off, don't I? Because it actually... I shouldn't do that, I'd get shot. But hopefully, I better have used that page. So but that's the difference between the gloss and the matte in there. But again, you've got pages that have got, you know, Christmas bells. You've got it in reds. You've got it in greens. You've got the stags. So you've got everything you need. And again, just going through it, every project that you've got tells you if you need anything extra than is in your box kit. But again, that's just using the papers. There's one using that frame die from this set. So if you get the complete collection, there's even some step-by-steps of how to do cards from the complete collection.
This is so nice as well, isn't it? Because I think the whole Highland Christmas thing, it kind of, because it's difficult, I guess, for you as a designer as well, it's difficult to know how many different directions, how many new directions, how many directions that haven't been done to death plus 100 can I do for Christmas? Because Christmas can be very, very samey, but actually it's a really nice sort of sophisticated palette to work with here, isn't it?
That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be very classic. You could bring this out year after year. Even though fashions change, which they do, there are patterns in here that I remember when I worked for a well-known chain store years ago. It's not the last, it's kind of...
Oh, the one that's coming.
Yes, that's the one. We did a whole window in this sort of fabric wrapped around baubles and traditional, and that was 30 years ago. And it's still there now. It's really... So I wanted to have a traditional look, and that's what we've got. So with the box kit, you're going to get all of that magazine, 74 projects to make, to tell you how to make them. You're going to get a 5x5 stamp set, which is very detailed, and it's got orange slices and cones, and it's even got a cinnamon stick and pine, but it's got the hogmanay. You're also going to get your tartan embossing folder, but you're also going to get, and this is one of the reasons people may know that usually with these box kits, you get like an A4 stamp set. Well, I couldn't have an A4 stamp set and all of those dies. Normally you get that much metal. And I really, really had to argue. Poor Katie, who deals with them, was almost pulling her hair out. Because I'm going, no, I can't shrink that. No, no, it can't go any smaller. No, it won't work. No, it's got to be that big. Oh, well, what about the stamps? I said, well, I only want that one. Oh, well, yeah. and got away with it in the end. But I wanted to put as much value as we could in, but I also made sure when I designed this, I designed it knowing I'd designed the rest of the collection as well. So it was meant to go together.
And see, here's the thing. This is where John wears multiple hats. But the one that always leads, because he has business hats, obviously. He's a business brain and works within businesses and with businesses, so knows how he has to keep costs and you can only have so much of this for this value, etc., etc., etc. But what John is primarily a crafter. And what John is very much, although he won't say it, but I might say it on his behalf, he's here for you, not the business. We just said that very, very quietly. But that actually is the reality. And I think you can see from the value, and we are talking about well over 40% of the entire stock of the complete collection already sold out and gone. We're 25 minutes in to the first hour. Now, I know the numbers. For contractual reasons, we don't talk about numbers. I'm not allowed to say them. I shan't speak their name. But I can tell you, I don't need to tell you, I know. You know when it's John next door, when it's Crafts 2. You know when John's in the building. We're talking big numbers. There's a huge following. And everything has been curated and thought about. Yes, you can buy all of the elements individually if you want to. Pick out any of those elements that you want to. Buy them. They have their own item numbers. But I think sometimes with a collection like this, it does blend so beautifully together. I tell you what, for me, this collection says, actually, I don't feel so bad that Christmas is not that far away now. I was starting to dread it a little bit and really not looking forward to it. This collection gives you somewhere to escape into, a nice relaxing kind of vibe when you're crafting, and it feels like spot on the right moment to get started.
It is, to be honest with you. I always say I struggle to stop playing with a set. But this one, I have seriously struggled. Things like the pile of boxes over there. Sam covered all the boxes for me.
Yeah.
I would never normally dedicate 2 hours to die cutting and decorating a set of boxes for one little element of the display.
Oh my word.
But
and it was
I
so
loved
worth
that so much. It was actually took me 4 episodes of Squid Game to make that.
Of what?
Oh, it's a TV show.
Oh, OK.
I time everything by the TV I watch.
Oh, OK.
But
Look at
I
that.
spent 2 hours on that.
And it was so well
And
worth it.
I loved it.
I
And
bet you can see.
I want people to have that at home and have that
Yes.
same feeling, because to me, suddenly, although I've been doing Christmas since January, because that's when Christmas starts for me. I suddenly, for the first time ever, and it was yesterday, and I closed the door because it was too warm outside. And I'm suddenly humming away, and I found myself walking into the house humming Christmas carols. The Christmas bug had actually bitten me, and to be fair, in this industry, it's very hard for it to bite you, isn't it, at times?
Yes,
It
yes,
is.
because you do see repeats of, you know, it's like fashion, it moves in seasons and trends. But I tell you what, if this stack of boxes right now, if that had its own item number and that was $79.99, you'd buy it, wouldn't you?
I would, to be fair. They are the Blanche as well.
They look
boxes.
Absolutely beautiful. That's really, really lovely.
So if anyone does want to make those, you might find those boxes on the plain ones on the website.
Ooh, OK. So go and have a little look. You might have noticed that card down there as well. I'll let you go and look on the website. Everything's going so mad at the moment. John, we were still walking our way through, weren't we?
Yep, so I'm going to start and make a card.
OK, great.
So I want to sort of show, you know, I want to feel like I've achieved something Christmassy in this one.
Yeah,
I've achieved
definitely.
Something. So I'm going to use the outside frame from the forest frame. I'm going to use that in across it. And what I actually want to do as well is you get an inside piece. And this is, the reason I wanted to demo this first was this is what everybody has been asking me. Sam's had messages from people saying, this, on the packaging of this Christmas die, here is this design of frame. Where is it?
Yeah.
And so we've had to basically say, oh, it's coming soon, it's coming soon. But to me, it doesn't scream Christmas and works so well. So I made sure every die in this collection will fit through a Kaleido or an A5 machine.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So you don't have to have an A4 machine, because realistically, if you've got some ink, a stamp block and a die cutting machine, All you need is some card, and the complete collection could be the very first set of cards you ever make.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you've got an embossing folder, stamps,
Yep.
dies, frames, plain dies, foliage dies, flowers. You've got everything you need.
And you'll use it all. I think
All
that's
in
the
one,
thing as
yes.
well. Because sometimes there's nothing worse than buying a set where you've just got the 8x8 papers and you realise that you needed something bigger.
Well,
and
you need to
hanker over them.
Jane and I had really interesting discussions with Peter the boss.
Yeah.
And that was about 12 by 12 because he was, should we do the pad as an 8x8 and an A4? And Jane and I both, no. Are you sure? Yes. Why? But Jane and I are both crafters.
Yeah.
And we turned to each other and said, because of 6x6 cards.
Yeah.
Because what you can do is each piece of that, if you take the 24 sheets of the 12 by 12 and you cut them into 4 quarters, you will be able to make 72 6x6 cards with a tartan backing paper on them.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically you could make, that's before you even get to the 8x8, you could make 200 or 300 cards with all of this element. All you need to do is add some card.
And that's the thing, isn't it? You never know until you start making and you've made that one that you're really, really happy with, and that's what you want to replicate, and you want to replicate it at least 5 or 6 times. If you've got one page on an 8x8, it's never enough, is it? And you never know it's never enough until you've actually started.
No, and the thing is with A4 card is that what happens is with A4 printed papers, and I'll be honest, that's what the magazine comes with, you will actually use the paper back to an 8x8 card and you'll be left with a strip on the bottom and you'll throw it in a scrap box. When you've got an 8x8 pad, that perfectly fits the card.
Yeah.
When you want smaller 6x6 cards, you use a 12, you can get 4 from a 12 by 12. You can only get 1 from an A4.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Listen, I don't quite know how to say this, actually. Our call centre team, and we love them dearly. They're not listening to a word we're saying right now because
will
they're
be.
very,
Tracy
very
will
busy
be up there
on the phone lines right now. They are saying thank you so much for your patience. Please stay where you are. We're getting through those calls as quickly as we possibly can. If you are, they are asking though if you are, because they have so many calls waiting at the moment. The switchboard is absolutely full 10 times over. Please, if you can, use the website, thecraftstore.com. And listen, I know. There are some people that say, I don't do the web. I haven't got a smartphone. I don't know. The only way I can do it is on the phone. You hang on in there and stay where you are. But if you are able to, the app and the website are your best friends. They really are. But listen, however you get it, just get it. That's it. I can't say anything else, but you've got to have this, haven't you? It's the perfect timing. It's a lovely new theme. It's a brilliant complete collection. As I say, if your budget doesn't go to the complete collection, you can pick out individual elements of it while they last, which won't be long, but be very, very quick. Right, sorry, John, where were we?
All I've done is I've spray glued that very quickly onto a piece of craft card. Yeah. Using the die in the set, drop it back in. This is how to make a frame neatly.
Okay,
instead of trying to look how I've got the border all the way around.
Yes.
If I cut that randomly in the middle, it wouldn't work, would it? And if I cut it, this is the best way. It's one of the best. When I ever worked this one out, I thought this is the best way ever to get that right.
Yes.
So what I'll get now is a beautiful pattern around the outside, showing in the brown. I've got the border around it, but I get the aperture. So you can see there.
Ooh, that's so good, isn't it?
How easy that is to do. So again, if this is the first time you've made cards or Christmas cards, if you've got an A5 machine, you can do this. There's nothing else you need.
It's going to make you look incredibly skillful.
A frame, to me, takes cards. I don't want to say another level, because I hate it when people say that. Oh, it takes your cards. No, it doesn't. But what it does is it adds a little bit of class and a little bit of professionality on it.
Yeah.
A frame just sort of steps it up a little bit to me.
Yeah.
So we've got a simple frame. So now I am going to switch in, because I'm assuming you've got the complete. I'm sorry. I'm going to switch into now the holly and ivy frame. So again, I'm using a piece of, this is Crafts 2 linen card.
Okay.
And this is in an olive green or pine green, I think. So again, really simple tape down, no outside line, no inside line. So you don't have to worry, it will just cut this in. And this is the thing, one of the things that annoyed me, and one of the reasons I'm so grateful to be able to design, is when I was a crafter and just used to craft for myself, the number of dies I bought that had got lovely detail frames and they cut out. and all you got was like a 3mm border. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
Glue it down, stick it on. I want something more.
Yeah.
So the very first thing I did with all of my designs, invariably nearly, is take off the outside line. If you want it, there's the outside line.
You've got it as a separate
But
die,
what
yeah.
it will give you is that beautiful punched edge as well.
Yes.
On the piece. So it's a little bit different
Yeah,
than
so
the
it's not
frames you can just
yeah,
buy.
just not leaving you with just a hard edge. You've
Yeah.
got some decoration in that as well.
As a crafter, to be honest, if I could stand there and look at one of my dies that I've designed and say to myself, I can make that with something I've already got,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't want it and I wouldn't design it. And
Yeah.
that's what I try and look at, is to say, why is it different? Why do I need, not me as in the customer, me personally.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
do I need this? And if I don't feel I need it, then why would I do it?
Yeah.
Because nobody else would, and it, you know, it's a little bit selfish. But you can see there then all the detail that you get.
And still I look at that now and I'm still struggling to believe that is the same four corner.
It is literally symmetrical.
Because it really doesn't look like
No,
it, does it?
It really doesn't, but it is.
It's so clever. Listen, can I thank you for all of your emails that are coming through as well? We're going to pass them all over to John as well. Basically, everyone is saying, thanks, mate, again.
Aw,
you've done it.
thank you.
You've done it. You've hit the jackpot again. Again, it's brilliant because it's very, very difficult. I mean, because your mind's already well into next year.
My mind is, to be honest, but I find making cards like this does focus my mind more for next year. But
Yeah.
yes, you know, I've already got Lynn's lantern done. I've got Matt's tree done. There are a few for next year that are sort of half done and in my head. And I'll be honest, if I could spend all year designing and making Christmas products, I would. I'm the traditional. I mean, I'd love to call myself a Christmas elf, but I think I'm just a junior Santa, to be honest. But if I could, then I would, because I love it and I've enjoyed this so much. What I'm doing now, I just wanted to explain, I'm cutting this into craft card.
Yeah.
And this is a 300 GSM coated craft card.
Okay, right.
And what that means is I've run it through that way. Check it on the back, but can you see those little bits that went straight through? What I call sleeping policemen have not cut through quite as well. So never worry, check the back, turn it 90 degrees and put it in, because one of the things that's always, and let the rollers, you'll get to that point, that is a sleeping policeman.
Right.
All those bits on that line, that's all the pressure they had in the machine.
Right.
Whereas if you look at the side bits, as it comes down, they're getting a lot more.
So that's a really good top tip, actually, for die cutting full stop, then, is it? Just turn it 90 degrees and
Just
try
turn
again.
it 90 degrees and run it through again. But one of the things I wanted to, I will show you on the next one, is I love the fact that the dies work and the dies cut. And if the die is, and I'm going to cut one in a minute, that is a little bit of a B word to cut.
Okay.
But it's worth it. But I'd rather say to people at home, this is a bother to cut. But it's worth it, and tell you that, because I've bought dies in the past where they've made it look so easy on telly.
Yeah.
And I get it home, it won't cut for me, and it gets thrown in a corner and I sulk. And we don't want that one.
Talking of dies and cutting, Sue's just asking, do you cut into both the plates on your Kaleido?
I do, because I can't.
Because you're John Lockwood.
I am me. Yeah, you can. They'll work. I tend to try and cut into the 5mm and leave one of the 3mm on top and leave a clean 3mm, you get in it for the foiling. But as you can see from that plate, I do not practice what I preach in the slightest.
Well loved.
But they are designed to be. And this is still my first set of plates, and I've had this over a year now.
Well, there you go.
So what I've done is I've cut that out. Can you see the difference? This is the one I ran through on thicker card. Yeah. Forward and I ran it through that way and then that way. This is the one I run through just one way. There's more to prick out, so it's worth doing it. So I've got that one. I'm going to take the green one, and I didn't design this on purpose, and this actually feels like it was set up. I didn't choose this demo just to prove that this die is symmetrical, but it will.
Doesn't it look amazing on craft card?
It really does.
I mean, like,
and let's face it, you know, I spend my money on things like our beautiful craft artist satin and gloss and glitter card. You know, if I can get hold of craft card on a happy hour, I do. As you well know, as I've frequented a lot of your happy hours, Derek, as you well know.
Absolutely.
So it's It doesn't have to be the best. It just has to work with the dies we're doing.
Yeah.
So, right, so I said it was symmetrical. Yeah. So
Yes.
if I can get this on the overhead, you might see it a little bit better. There
Oh,
we go.
I
Right, okay.
see.
Right, there.
Right.
Yeah, 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Okay,
But-
reluctantly, I believe you.
It doesn't look it, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
And that's what I wanted, because the worst thing is if you have to think, right, which side is the top when you're
Yeah.
gluing?
So there's no wrong way.
No right way, no wrong way. I'm lazy.
Fantastic.
I want it easy. I do it for me.
Well, and
Basically, I drew that bit and then repeated it 4 times on the computer.
And again, that's one of the things where, with John being a crafter, when he's designing products, he knows where he's gone wrong 1,000 times before. He knows what's driven him crazy about other products that he's encountered in the past. So he says, well, you know what? I'm in the position to design something that doesn't annoy the be-what's-its out of me.
The bother out of me, yes.
A bother, yes. Let's use that as a word for this hour. Yeah, so I can cut out all of that frustration for other crafters.
And that's what I want to do. And it's mainly for me as well. So you see now, I've just glued that and offset it, but even flat, so that is completely flat. I will hold it up in a minute so you can see. Doesn't that look as if it's 3D and foam taped?
It's amazing, yeah.
But
yeah.
look,
Yeah.
completely
It's flat.
flat.
Yeah.
Because the work's done by just, and because you've got a die, you can do that. And what I've done is this card is cut to 5 3/4 inches.
Right.
Which means you get 2 squares of this size out of an A4.
Okay.
Any bigger and you don't, so it's cheaper to use it that way.
Brilliant. See, there's another one. See, John, now you could slap any topper or sentiment
Anything
in the
on
middle
that.
of that, and that's a £5.99 card.
Yeah, stick
Isn't
Happy
it?
Hogmanay in it.
Yes.
Yeah, or foil the Happy Hogmanay in the Kaleido.
There you go.
Put that on, stick it on a card blank, and that would just go on a 6x6 card blank, and it's done.
And that's why this Highland collection steps up the sophistication level, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I hope so. That's what I've tried to do.
It really does.
It really does. So, one last bit. I want to cut that. Now, that is a bother.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend. Okay? Look at the level of detail that I put in that.
Yeah.
And I don't compromise, and I am sorry for that. So, but I want to show you the easiest and best way to cut it.
Okay.
And I'm not going to do the cheat. So again, this is 300
Yeah.
GSM, and I'll be honest, this is 300 GSM Jelly Bean
Right. Yeah.
card, so it was bought on the craft store. It's
Yeah.
nothing special. It's nothing spectacularly different. And this die, but this die is very detailed, and I want this in the middle, so I'm just going to tape it down.
Yeah.
And I'm going to know straight away that I need to shim this.
Okay.
So I'm
Because
gonna
of
put
the
it
level
in,
of detail.
Because of the level of detail,
Yeah.
so I'm going to take my metal shim.
Okay.
And we might have these as an end of call, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we'll put that on. Oh, and if you're looking at end of call, look at get the bells.
Oh, yeah, you've got to get the bells.
They are beautiful. We only found them on Thursday.
Can I... how many did we get? Is it 2 packs?
You get 2 packs, yeah. Get the bells.
They're so cool. They're really nice.
And I never say that to anybody. I can say it because they're not mine, you see, but I came home on Thursday with 2 packs of those.
Yeah.
And that is what I have left.
Oh.
And 3 of the red ones are only because they fell off one of the cards that I was in the samples.
Oh, really?
So, and I've used all of those all over the boxes and everything because I saw them in the warehouse and went, is there any way I can add those onto the show? They went, the show's Sunday. Yeah, but please. I was like a child.
We'll have to get another order in now to get some more.
I know, I put an order in before I came off air. Before we came on air, that's why I was a little bit late. I was putting an order on. So what I've done is I've run it through that way with the metal shim on.
Yeah.
Yeah? What I do now is if you look, can you see there, look at the top.
Oh, yes.
It's impressed in, but it's not cut, has it? Not fully.
No.
Now, this is a trick that I learned with complex card. This time I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, but because there's a lot of little areas,
Yeah.
I'm going to put the metal shim underneath.
Oh.
So I'm cutting into the metal shim. And what that does, it helps finish off all those small little pieces.
Ah, okay.
So this is a new technique for doing this on your complex dies. It's one I'd not seen or tried before.
Okay.
But basically, by cutting it into the metal when you've got a lot of small pieces, because normally we do that with double-sided cards.
Yes, yeah.
And I thought, hang on, wouldn't that work the same and just finish it off that little bit, put
Yeah.
that little bit of extra pressure on.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
And there we go. So you can see there, look.
Oh, yeah. Oh my word, that's done a lot of the work there, hasn't it?
So if you can see a line, it's cut.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to show you just one more trick.
Go on.
If you find a little bit, and there's sometimes only ever one die that's foiled me. Lady brought it to me to show, and there was one little section of a gate swirl we could not get to cut, and I couldn't, no matter what trick I tried.
Yeah.
So I came up with this one. If you get any area on a die that's just missed it a little bit, something metal,
Yeah.
pair of scissors, scrape over the back, finish off the line. Finish off the line yourself.
Ooh.
But just peel that out, you'll see.
That is a very good tip.
So, but
'Cause
look
how many
at all
times-
these little pieces here that you would not expect to cut.
So
Yes, I'm
crisp
having
as
to
well.
prick them out.
Yeah, but that's fun.
But
I like that.
even
That's
these
pleasure for
tiny
me.
pieces, I know I enjoy this.
I love it.
But even that, look, nothing is holding in, and that's because I shimmed it in one direction, metal on top, and then for the second cut, I moved it 90 degrees and let it cut into the metal shim.
How many times at the end of a detailed die have you got that little bit and you try to pull it away and there's just a little tiny bit of it just hanging on there and you think, shall I pull it? Shall I pull it? Shall I go in with a craft knife? No, because that'll change the shape of it. Oh, go on, I'll pull it. And then you pull the coating off the card and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
there's only one
what
place
you
for
do
that
is
now.
do that trick. Use a metal shim, works on an A4 as well. We have, if you've got an A4 machine, we will have the A4 metal shims available from tomorrow on the craft store.
Fabulous.
It's just they only arrived yesterday.
So
and
that'll be
there's
in-
nobody here to set it up today.
Ah, yes, because it's a Sunday.
Yes, so we did say we'd try and get everything back that
So
we
will they
could.
be on the show or Shop by Brand
They might
Crafts
be on the
too?
show or they might be on Shop
Okay.
by Brand tomorrow, but I'll
Okay.
let people know as and when we can do it. But you can see, I don't want to sit here, but you can see every piece is coming out.
I love doing that.
So-
I really seriously love doing that because when you're doing that, you're not looking at a phone, you're not distracted by anything else, you're completely in the crafting moment, aren't you?
Yeah, totally. And it's so pleasurable. And it literally is. So there we
Right.
go. So you've seen me cut that into 300 GSM card that you could have at home. It's not something spectacular or special that I've got. And then all I would do, and I'll be very quick on this, I won't actually glue it all together because I know what we're like with time is. So let's use the piece I've got. So I'm going to spray glue that because I want the depth is coming from the design,
Yes.
not from foam tape, onto a piece of Brown Crafts 2 linen. Oops, I've missed 3 pieces there. So we'll just flick those out. I don't want anyone to think they haven't. So there we go. There we go. Okay, then we've got our frame. Yeah.
Look at that.
So I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape on that and onto the frame. So do you want to cover something for a minute? And
Yes.
can I come back to me
I
to
absolutely
finish?
do.
Sorry.
I absolutely do, because we're so busy, disappeared in crafting heaven there. We forgot what we're here for, which is to make sure that you get this. This complete collection, the brand new John Next Door Highland Christmas collection. I'm going to start with the one-day special, but I'm going to slightly under my breath say don't order it. It's a lot of you are, and if you want to, you can absolutely go for it. It's another option for you. You've got the full Christmas magazine box set, plus the exclusive Silent Night die set there as well, which is not going to be available in any other way. Not available in stores anywhere. This is exclusive to us here at the craft store. It's all going out for you on Thursday of this week, so the 30th. But what you want to do, so on the one-day special, over 40% of the stock has gone, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to. I want to skim straight over that because I want you to have the complete collection, not for any loaded reason. Listen, I'm not on commission in any way, shape or form, but this fine man has designed every element of this. And once you see all of the elements of it, you've got to have it all anyway, if you think about it. And when you do the divvying up of what you're getting, so you're getting a 12 by 12 paper pad and you're getting the 8 by 8 paper pad on the super glossy card, which is absolutely beautiful. Wonderful. And you're getting all of those die sets down there, and you're getting the magazine box set with all the papers and the stamps and the embossing folder and everything that comes with that. I can go into more detail if you want to, but if you divvy it up item by item and work out what you're paying in the overall collection. In fact, let's show you the Freedom price again that you've got, because if you're a Freedom member on this one, either way, you're all doing absolutely quids in, let me tell you. But look, your Freedom price there to get an entire complete collection, a really good point John made earlier as well, if you were a baby steps crafter, so you've gone for your die cutting machine and you've started getting your bits and bobs together, but really you're still not organised. You bought a couple of stamps and you've stamped on a few bits of paper and you've called that craft so far, and you think, oh, I'm a crafter now, I'm doing really, really well. If you want to go from zero to hero for a Christmas collection, if you want to say, right, I've got the die cutting machine now, I've invested in that, it's probably a Kaleido, I'd imagine, and you want to say, right, I am going to make all my cards and I'm going to do it for this Christmas, not for next Christmas. I'm going to do it right. Just get this ordered right now because you've got all the essential ingredients and so much more. And I have to say, a lot of... What?
There is no more.
Right.
Can't pull any in because there isn't any more.
We are at half of the stock already. We're 49 minutes into the first of 5 live hours for the one-day special. And we are, and honestly, I know the numbers. Honestly, and how I'm keeping this to myself, I'll never know. But it's ridiculous numbers. No wonder the phone queues are, I think, beyond 10 minutes at the moment. Please do bear with us if you possibly can. If you can get to the website, you'd probably be doing yourself a huge favour by, even if you're ringing up your nephew, your grandson, whatever, can you just get onto thecraftstore.com and just order that, 112469. I'll give you the money later. Just get it sorted. It's so, so good. Because remember, the key base part of this is the most amazing magazine box set with 74 step-by-step card designs there for you, all of which can be made from your complete collection, which is absolutely amazing. So if you're buying the complete, actually in the magazine, which everyone gets, whether you're going for one-day special or complete, you are getting those wonderful papers and toppers and tags within that anyway, with the canvas designs and so much more, all gorgeous Highland Christmas styly. So everyone's getting that one way or the other. But hang on, if you go for the complete, you are getting, and you've got to show this off because look, you get a 12 by 12 and an 8 by 8 on the most gorgeous, gorgeous glossy. You've got to feel this card, by the way.
You think it's really thin. You do really think it's thin, and it's not. It's really called 190 GSM, but it's 190 GSM, what they call, our manufacturer calls art paper.
It's phenomenal.
Now, to me, anything over 180, which is decently made, is card.
Yeah.
But I know that I could die cut that.
Oh, easy.
I know I could make boxes out of that without having to put it onto card first.
Yeah.
Because it's got that strength in it. But you see the difference, how well they look in the gloss as opposed to just the matte.
Incredible.
It desperately needed that gloss.
That is so lovely. You just, like, everyone wants that made into fabric, by the way.
It would just make them. I'd have a shirt in that, to be honest.
And these are all licensed tartans as well.
They are,
because you have to be a bit careful with tartan things, because people are very protective over their clan tartan and
so we made sure that I'd got all of the licenses we needed in place.
Love it. It's just beautiful. OK, listen, you need to just get this. We will go through it in all of the hours in a little bit more detail. But essentially, the best thing to do is to grab it. This first hour is always about making sure you've got it secured, and then the rest is just gift from there. £64.93 when you consider all that you are getting. I haven't even shown you half the freebies that you get with the box set as well, because they are just, I mean, absolutely brilliant. What you're getting for your money, what I call freebies, but they're, you know, they're like part of the deal. An embossing folder, a tartan embossing folder. When have you ever had a tartan embossing folder in your life? Like, never.
I've never come across one.
No,
I've seen stencils and things, but I did the tartan die, which I think was the first, but I've never seen a tartan embossing folder. But I wanted it to tie in with what people have already got of mine.
Yeah. Or
if they haven't, to be standalone. You've got to be able to use it in conjunction with what you've got, or if you haven't, be able to use them on its own and not need to go, right, now, what else do I need to buy? Oh, I need to, oh, and I need, oh, and I need. You don't want to do that.
Now, John, we've got less than 4 minutes, but... Right, so I feel terribly guilty that I haven't yet shown one sample. And there are... There's
a shame it's not on overhead to show you how many, and there's more boxes under
There's
here.
about 150 plus samples here.
There is, but don't forget, you will get your box kit at home, but there are photos of all the samples on our Facebook group.
Oh, fabulous.
There's an album and a gallery of all of those in there. That. But again, even that card, that's with the Kaleido, but it actually tells you in the box kit how that was made.
Yeah.
So there's a step-by-step even for how to make that.
Fabulous. I'm just going to show that one. I feel like my work here is done now. I've showed at least one sample in the show. But we'll show more with Scott at 8 o'clock. I promise you. I'll write him a note.
Oh, cool. Right, so really quick.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is on my brown. So I've got it on the overhead. I've got my trees on my brown. Again, it doesn't have to be Christmas. Put my frame over. You see the frame was designed to fit. But then I put the frame back from the forest frame over, and suddenly you don't see any frame on that holly and ivy.
Look at how
It's as if it's floating, it's as if you've stuck it all in individually. So I sized it so that you wouldn't see the outside bits.
Look at how it all fits inside the tartan as well.
Let's just go really... Actually, let's spray because I'm so short on time. We'll do this later.
It's just...
I had to put some of the tartan on with the gloss shine. I just think that to me is classy with a thin line of the vintage gold around it. But again, it makes putting your cards straight so much easier because I follow the pattern.
Yes.
I'm terrible for cheating. So it's an 8x8. And then, quite simply, and we're hoping I've got this, I've used the foliage from the dies in the box kit and literally cut them out in the same colours. But you see how everything ties together.
It's amazing. I'd love to show you the dies, but I've lost them. So you've got your little bit of holly. You've got little pieces of mistletoe in there. You've even got individual holly. You've got places for berries to go on. Let's just put that one there. And all I'm going to do is finally, let's have one more piece of green down there. See, and
I was going to stick some. Oh, actually, I will
give
do.
you £6.50
but I can't
for that,
hold
John,
this
straight
one up.
away.
Would you? Ooh. Because I usually say to people, you don't get much for your cards, so make them for people that really, really appreciate
Absolutely.
them. But this seems weird, but on this card, none of the red or gold would work, so I've used the silver bells. And then just Silent Night. Literally white on white there. And if I hold this up, are my bells going to fall off? Because I've done them. I've done an Australian card.
Yay, well done.
But there we go.
There we go. We could charge
that
them more
shows
for
how
that.
good the craft artist glue is to hold those metal bells on. But there you go. But it's using a combination of everything. But again, take Silent Night off that and put Happy Birthday.
Love it.
For somebody with a winter birthday or a male birthday.
That's what I was going to say earlier as well.
Keep doing that.
You've called this Highland Christmas, but there's lots of elements to this, particularly the tartan, that could be any time.
There could be any time for anyone. Certainly for men's cards, to me, that could be for a bloke for any period at all, retirement, anything. But it's just changing the colours. OK, listen, I just need to tell you very, very quickly, you can carry on ordering after the hour, and please do. In fact, your calls are still, I know, waiting to be answered, and bless you for holding. It will be well worth the wait. Where are we with the stock now? It's well over... Oh, it's half, isn't it? It's over half of the complete collection has gone already. So carry on checking out your baskets. Who knows what the score will be like where we're back in an hour's time. Thank you, John. Thank you. See you in an hour.